Hello everyone, this is Paige here from Activists Raising Awareness, and today I'm going to talk about manifestation. So if you haven't seen our last video, me and Brian did a cabin tour of our new home. I mentioned in that video about how we manifested this cabin, and I really thought it'd be a cool idea to make a video about it and to give my understanding of what manifestation is and some tools that you guys could use if you are interested in manifesting things for yourself. So let's get into it. First and foremost, what is manifestation? The definition that I found to be most useful is the process or art, if you will, that is when you put something into your physical reality through thoughts, feelings, and beliefs. And the key word is physical reality. It could be a reality in your head, but yet it's not really here in the physical dimension. I first got into this concept way back in college when I started learning about the law of attraction. And I think it was the book, The Secret, which is also a documentary you can watch on Netflix. It talks about this concept called the law of attraction. Now, the law of attraction is basically this metaphysical concept where like attracts like in the universe. What you put out there comes back to you. Positive attracts positive, negative attracts negative. Now, this is not to say that it's completely foolproof. I think there are things that we think are positive that we want to attract into our life, but it turns out to be negative. But this also ties into the law of manifestation, or the art of manifesting. You may think that we need something to provide us happiness and success in our life, but that's not necessarily true. And you can think all you want, but it's never gonna come to you. The law of attraction isn't just, I'm gonna think this thought and I'm gonna become rich or have a house or find a boyfriend or get that car I wanted. Action is a huge step, and we'll talk about that later, but we can't forget that action plays a role in the process of manifesting. Law of attraction is that like attracts like. My philosophy on this, which I have talked to people about because it has to do with a tattoo I actually have on my body, but the reason I am such a positive person, for the most part, I mean, clearly I have my days, but the reason I try to be positive and try to think optimistically is because I want to put that vibration out into the world, out into the universe. And I want the universe to pick up and think, oh, well, Paige is being positive. And she's thinking positive, she's talking positively. Let's give her positivity back in whatever way, shape, or form. There's this quote that I wanted to read by Randy Armstrong. And it says, "Worrying does not take away tomorrow's troubles. It takes away today's peace." I think that's really important because we can worry so much about the future and what we need now or what we wish to have or desire to have that we don't have in the present. But the goal is not to think so much about the future and worry about what ifs, because we really take away the true present and the peace that we have in the present now. So when it comes to manifesting, a lot of people that I've learned from find it important to set aside time, especially when it's done in a way that it's very intentional, like a meditation, where they can actually manifest and do the process that brings about manifestation. Let's talk about tools for achieving manifestation. There are a lot of tools you can develop and practice for your own toolkit, and these are the ones that I've used and that I find to be the most helpful. One of them is visualization. So this can be something that happens during a meditation. If you want to visualize in your third eye, or at least in like your field of awareness when your eyes are closed, that's something helpful. Or another way to visualize is in a vision board, which I have over here, but I'll give you a better look at it later. And that's what you probably saw in the video of our tiny home cabin tour that we have prominently in that spot because it reminds us every day, because we see it every day, what we're working towards, what our goals are, what makes us feel powerful, in the sense that like it makes us feel like this is why we're meant to be here. This is our purpose. This is what gives us excitement. Back to visualization. The important thing about this is that you need to have positive thought plus positive emotion to create the positive feeling. A thought of what you want without the feeling of what it gives you, and it has to be a good feeling, it has to be an authentic feeling, won't transpire into anything else. Like, say, for example, you have the positive thought of, I would like to start my own business to give me financial freedom and the sense that I'm doing something that I like doing. There's your thought. Your positive emotion would be joy, happiness. So you have the positive thought plus the positive emotion is going to equal a feeling. And that feeling needs to be true and feel right. So it may not be real in right now, like you don't have that job, you don't have this particular career or whatnot, but you want to feel the amazing effects that you'll feel once you have that, but in the now. So it's kind of like you're tricking your brain in a way. And what's really cool is that there are like athletes who do this. They'll be visualizing their game or whatever play they're doing and think about how good it's going to feel if they do this, or if they achieve this, or if they make this pass, or, you know, do this and do that. I don't watch sports, so I don't really know all the lingo, but it helps them feel it in the now to be able to manifest that into the future. It's like as if you're a magician and you are predicting your future, but you're feeling in the now and like prepping your body for that. So that is what's really important about visualization. Remember, positive thought plus positive emotion to create that feeling and feel that feeling in the now. And what's really helpful too is to be able to come into some stillness in your body when you can meditate, because you want to have that stillness in your mind where you can actually focus on those visualizations and those feelings and those thoughts. And you really want to sit and feel if it's right for your heart, or if it's right for your gut, like if it feels like it's going to be something that is going to bring you positive results. And it's not done out of just your ego thinking that you need this to be happy, or you need this to be successful and be liked by all your friends and family. You want the intention to be there for the right reasons. And that could also be part of like why you could journal too, and use that as another tool to really get down to the root of what it is that you want to manifest into your life. Think about like, okay, let's not worry about the future, but let's think about realistically what you want to see, where you want to see yourself be in 6 months, a year, 2 years, 5 years, maybe even 10 years. Dream big, like don't limit yourself. But again, like comes down to what you feel is right for you, and you can't let anyone else decide that for you. So I hope that helps. Moving on. Okay, so another tool is using affirmations. So affirmations are basically statements that affirm something for you or within you. The most powerful affirmations are the ones that say, I am. When you're saying that, I am, you're speaking really, really powerful words, because you're bringing that into your awareness and into your reality, into your present. So the important thing about affirmations is you don't necessarily need to fake it to make it, but you do need to find affirmations that work for you, that you can believe and feel the effects of your belief. So maybe if I'm having a bad day and I don't want to think that I am worthy, I know that's something that's been my own struggle, but you got to word it in a way, be creative with your words, word it in a way where you can still believe it. The ego is so interesting in how sometimes I find that I am so resistant to something that I know to be true. It's just I don't want to believe it for whatever reason. I don't know. Still working on that. Affirmations are important. Think of I am statements, and then when you use them, you can use them during meditation. You can literally use them brushing your teeth in the morning. It's going to take some time to get used to, but it's really helpful to repeat. Repetition is key. Repeat with affirmations that you feel compelled to want to say. Say it out loud. Say it to your partner. Say it to your dog. Say it to your cat. Really believe it. Feel it. Create a way where you can incorporate them into your life or into your already established routines. This is something I learned called habit stacking. It's like if you have to brush your teeth, okay, say your affirmations. Then remember, right after you brush your teeth, you're going to go into another thing. So you're going to have that time where you're going to say your affirmations during when you brush your teeth. So it's already an established routine that you have in the morning, or think of another one that you may have, like maybe making coffee. Say it during then. Attach the habit of saying your affirmations for even just a couple minutes a day, and then make sure you already have another established habit created after the one that you were doing it with. Hope that makes sense. Last but not least, let's talk about gratitude. So this is uber important because you want to be able to be grateful for what you have now, but also be grateful for as if these things are already in your life. Like, the resonance and frequency of gratitude is so powerful. Okay, get a journal, start a gratitude journal, start saying 3 things you're grateful for every day to, again, a partner, a parent, a dog, a cat, whoever's listening or not listening. Want to be in that frequency of gratitude, of being thankful for what you have and being thankful for what you do want or wish to desire into your life. Something that me and Brian do too, we got into the habit of saying 3 things we're grateful for every morning, and we try to make sure they're not something we've said in the past. And you'd be surprised, some days there's like so many things I'm grateful for, and other days if I'm having a rough day or if I'm feeling a little tired, I might struggle with thinking of things. But it changes your mindset even after saying 3 things and hearing what your partner or what Brian has to say. It's like, wow, we're good. Like, we have a good life. So how do we manifest this cabin? Funny thing is that this has actually been in the works for quite a while. Rightwood came into our vortal, because I made up a new word, around last summer of 2019. Go visit it for Brian's birthday, and that was in August of 2019, and we just really loved it. We loved the feeling of it. We loved the vibe. We loved the nature. We felt good here. Synchronistically, we met another vegan. So yeah, it was just a really good feeling. And we came up here not too long after that to also just visit the area and get a good feel. And there's just like a sense of peace here for sure. And I don't know if that's just because it's quieter. So we had known that we wanted to live together and we wanted to do it in our own space. We had been trying to save up money for that and work on ourselves too, because it's not always easy living with a partner. I love you, Brian, but yeah, I'm working on it. We happened to be hanging out on like a Sunday evening together, and I don't know exactly how the conversation came up, but I was curious to see what was open or what was available. This was like literally the start of this COVID-19 craziness, but I went on Zillow.com and happened to see a cabin for rent that was super cute, super affordable, and Paige, well, at least the old Paige, would not have ever messaged the landlord just to see if we could potentially see the cabin that day. No, she'd never do that. Brian, on the other hand, was like, let's say, hey, we're available tonight, this evening, maybe we could check it out. So he sent a message on Zillow to the landlord and with his phone number and email. Sure enough, I think it was like, I don't know, 15, 20, 30 minutes, I don't remember, but it didn't seem like that long. He got a call on his phone from a number he didn't recognize. He picked it up. Sure enough, it was the landlord. And within an hour of that phone call, we were up here in Rightwood touring this cabin by ourselves because our landlord was quarantining with her kids. So we loved it. It was kind of surreal, like, oh my God, this is happening so fast. And normally I'd be really anxious, but I was surprisingly okay with it. We pretty much said yes to our landlord, or to the landlord of this property that night, but it took, like a couple days before she eventually decided on us over other people, and we're super grateful for that. So all in all, it took about 2-ish weeks, I think, for us to officially move into here. It's just crazy because we had already visited this area. We had thought about eventually buying property in this area. We loved the feelings of this area, and we could really feel what it felt like to live here because we were here. And we were always grateful for the times we got to spend together here. On our vision board, we had a picture of the mountains. It originally had like a tiny home, like on an RV, but it just so happens that we still have a tiny home, just not on wheels. But one day, who knows, we might have another tiny home that is on wheels and can be transported. But we just went for it, and we were in a flow state, I feel, and we put it out there that we wanted this cabin, that we wanted to live here, we wanted to be closer to nature, but we also were okay if it didn't pan out. Like, we let go of that manifestation. I think that's another key component. It's like, don't force the future to happen so much to what you want it to be. And I know I can contend to this, or I know how I could be about this, because I am a control freak sometimes. I'm aware of that. But we put it out there and like let the universe do its job. The universe knew what we wanted, and the universe would know if we were ready or not. And apparently we are ready, because we are here. So we used this vision board to manifest this cabin, and it totally worked out. We're so grateful for this opportunity, and yeah, manifestation works. It's crazy, but once it starts happening to you, like, you'll be like, wow, I did it. So it's a cool feeling. So I just wanted to show a quick video of our manifestation board. I think I bought this cork board for cheap somewhere at like Target probably. It's not super big, as you can tell, but we have other things we're working on manifesting. And before, actually, there used to be so many more pictures, but then we realized, oh my gosh, we're getting overwhelmed. We don't really know where our energy is going, so we need to narrow it down. So we ended up deciding, and it actually worked out because we both decided on a lot of these things together that worked for both of us. It all centers around love. Obviously, that was Brian's decision. And I really like this quote, which I don't know where I got it from, but it says, "We must become the change we want to see." And by Gandhi. Gotta love Gandhi. So we can't have this until we're ready to create the change we want to see in our lives, and thus in the world. So that takes hard work, and that takes a lot of intention. So yeah, that just reminds us of the work we're putting into this, that we're not gonna have it right now, but it's okay, we're getting there. So yeah, that is our manifestation board. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this video about manifestation and the law of attraction, and I look forward to the next video, so stay tuned. Bye.